A strong core is the foundation of a healthy body. It supports your spine, improves your posture, and enhances your overall strength and stability. Today, we're diving into a beginner-friendly core workout that you can easily do at home. No equipment needed. Let's get started with a quick warm-up to get our bodies ready. Begin by standing tall with your feet hip-width apart. Let's take a deep breath in, raising our arms overhead, and then exhale as we gently fold forward, reaching for our toes. This stretches out the back and warms up the hamstrings. Hold for a moment, then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Let's do this a couple more times, breathing in and out, feeling the body loosen up. Now that we're warmed up, let's activate our core. Start with some simple pelvic tilts. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Gently tilt your pelvis upward, pressing your lower back into the mat. Hold for a few seconds, then release. This exercise helps you connect with your core muscles. Let's do 10 of these, focusing on that controlled movement. Next, let's move into some basic core exercises. We'll start with the classic dead bug. Lie on your back, arms extended towards the ceiling, and knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Slowly lower your right arm and left leg toward the floor while keeping your back flat. Return to the starting position and switch sides. This exercise is fantastic for engaging your entire core. Let's aim for 10 repetitions on each side. Now, let's transition into a modified plank. Get into a tabletop position on your hands and knees. Step your feet back one at a time until your body forms a straight line from head to heels. If this feels too challenging, you can drop your knees for support. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds, focusing on keeping your core tight and your body steady. Remember to breathe. Next, we'll do some side-lying leg lifts to target those obliques. Lie on your side with your legs stacked. Lift your top leg up toward the ceiling, keeping it straight, then lower it back down without letting it touch your bottom leg. Let's do 10 on each side. This exercise not only strengthens your core, but also helps with hip stability. Now, let's finish off our core strengthening section with some seated Russian twists. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and lean back slightly. With your hands together, twist your torso to the right, then to the left. If you want to make it more challenging, lift your feet off the ground. Let's do this for about 30 seconds, feeling that burn in your core. Finally, it's important to cool down and stretch. Let's start with a gentle seated forward fold. Sit with your legs extended in front of you and slowly reach for your toes, feeling the stretch in your hamstrings and lower back. Hold this for a few breaths. Next, let's move into a cat-cow stretch. On all fours, arch your back up like a cat, and then dip it down, lifting your head and tailbone. This helps release any tension in your spine. To wrap up, let's take a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Feel the strength you've built today and remember that a strong core is essential for everything you do. Consistency is key, so keep practicing these exercises, and you'll see improvements in no time. Let's dive right into our comprehensive core workout. We'll break this down into 4 sections, starting with a warm-up routine that emphasizes core engagement. Engaging your core is crucial for stability and strength, not just during workouts but in everyday life. Let's begin with standing hip circles. Stand tall, feet shoulder-width apart, and start making circles with your hips. This movement warms up your lower back and engages your core. Now, let's move to knee lifts with core tightening. As you lift your knee, focus on pulling your belly button in towards your spine. This not only warms up your hip flexors, but also activates your core muscles. Finally, we'll do some torso twists. Stand with your feet planted and gently twist your torso side to side, allowing your arms to swing freely. This helps to loosen up your spine and engage those obliques. Now that we're warmed up, let's jump into dynamic core activation exercises. First up, we have standing oblique crunches. Stand tall, lift your knee to the side while bringing your elbow down towards it. This is fantastic for targeting those side muscles. Next, we'll do the reverse crunch. Lying on your back, lift your legs and curl your hips off the ground. Feel that core working. And now, let's get into the Superman lift. Lying face down, extend your arms and legs, then lift them off the ground simultaneously. This exercise activates your entire core and back, promoting overall stability. Moving on to our core strengthening and stability exercises. We'll start with the plank with leg lifts. Get into a plank position and lift one leg at a time. This not only strengthens your core, but also challenges your balance. Next, we'll do seated Russian twists. Sit on the floor, lean back slightly, and twist your torso side to side. You can add a weight for an extra challenge. Finally, let's do side-lying hip dips. Lying on your side, lower and lift your hips. This targets your obliques and builds lateral stability. Now it's time to cool down and stretch. Stretching is vital for recovery and flexibility. We'll start with the cat-cow stretch. On all fours, alternate between arching your back and rounding it. This movement helps to release tension in your spine. Next, let's move into cobra pose. Lying on your stomach, push up with your hands, arching your back. This stretch opens up your chest and strengthens your core. Finally, we'll finish with child's pose with a side stretch. Sit back on your heels, stretch your arms to one side, and feel that gentle stretch along your side body. To recap, we've covered a warm-up to engage your core, dynamic activation exercises, core strengthening and stability moves, and a cool-down to promote recovery. Remember, consistency is key to building a strong core. Keep engaging with these exercises, and you'll see great results. Let's dive right into our core-focused workout routine. We'll kick things off with a warm-up that's all about activating those core muscles. Start with some gentle torso twists. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and slowly twist your upper body from side to side. This not only warms up your spine, but also engages your obliques. Aim for about 30 seconds here. Next, let's move into some pelvic tilts. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Gently tilt your pelvis upward, pressing your lower back into the ground. Hold for a few seconds, then release. This exercise is fantastic for activating your deep core muscles and preparing your body for the workout ahead. Do this for about 30 seconds as well. Now that we're warmed up, let's transition into core stabilization and balance exercises. First up, we have the plank. Get into a push-up position, but rest on your forearms instead of your hands. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels. Hold this position for 30 seconds. Planks are essential for building endurance in your core muscles, and they also engage your shoulders and glutes. Following the plank, we'll do some bird dogs. Start on all fours, with your hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back, keeping your hips level. Hold for a moment, then switch sides. This exercise enhances balance and coordination while strengthening your core. Aim for 10 reps on each side. Now, let's ramp up the intensity with some dynamic core strengthening exercises. We'll start with Russian twists. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and lean back slightly. Hold your hands together and twist your torso to touch the floor beside you, alternating sides. This move targets your obliques and improves rotational strength. Let's do this for about 30 seconds. Next, we'll tackle mountain climbers. Get back into that plank position. Quickly bring one knee toward your chest, then switch legs in a running motion. This exercise not only strengthens your core, but also gets your heart rate up. Go for 30 seconds, pushing yourself to maintain a steady pace. As we approach the end of our workout, it's time to cool down with some flexibility stretches. Start with a seated forward fold. Sit with your legs extended in front of you and reach for your toes. This stretch helps lengthen your spine and hamstrings while relaxing your core. Hold this for about 30 seconds. Finally, let's finish with a supine spinal twist. Lie on your back, bring your knees to your chest, and let them fall to one side while keeping your shoulders flat on the ground. This stretch is great for releasing tension in your lower back and improving spinal mobility. Hold for about 30 seconds on each side. To wrap it all up, we've covered a comprehensive core workout that includes activation, stabilization, dynamic strengthening, and flexibility. Remember, a strong core is vital for overall fitness and injury prevention. I encourage you to engage with this routine regularly and share your progress. Your core will thank you.